And we're live. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of United Lens Preview. We are looking forward to the Wolves match tonight. Kick-off in about an hour's time, and this is going to be a bit of a different game. I think it's safe to say, without the Mbermo Ahmad Mazwari, when we played him 4 weeks ago, this is not going to be the same sort of game. After the Newcastle, the magic 4-4-2 returning to Old Trafford. Tonight we will go over the starting lineup for Wolves expected. The teams will be confirmed any time now, but I will just give my expected ones. We will talk about whether Xerxes starts or doesn't start, and if there's people in the comments, come in and tell me who you think is going to replace Mason Mount tonight. So let's get this underway and let's go straight in with the expected Wolves lineup. So let me just blow this up a little so we can zoom in. So as you can see, this is a totally different formation to what we had the other week. Sarr will be back in goal. Back line's even different. Andre Gomez is going to be back. The front line, I thought their new signing was going to play, the Norwegian. But obviously it looks like he picked up a knock, so even he's not started, which is a shame for a few people that I know who rate him quite highly. I wanted to see how he would have got on. But obviously we're still expecting a 3-4-2-1, or the inverted Christmas tree, as you want to call it. I don't know what to expect from them, because I sat here only days ago doing a Newcastle preview going about Tonali, Guimaraes and that overrunning us. We've been looking at Gomez. For me, is he on trial tonight? Is this the night that he's got to turn up and say, look, if you want me, this is what I can give you? He's going to have to outperform the mighty Casemiro, who, in my eyes, has been player of the season for us. So I don't know what others think. We've got a game at 8:15 kickoff, and right now, I still don't know what to expect from Manchester United. This lineup is, I'd say, 50% different to what we started against. So we can't even judge. We got obviously no Bruno to dominate in that midfield with the legs. So it's going to be important how much Ugarte sticks to his position. Their keeper last time was, well, let's be honest, he was shit. He just was. So Sarr, what we need to do against Sarr is he's a power of the football. He might as well be a power trooper. Any shot that comes in, he just pushes it away. He never catches. So have some shots, dipping shots from outside the box. Horrible bounce, follow it in, and get an easy tap in when he's lying on the floor. So that's what I'm hoping for. Just checking now. The team news should be out in the next 5-10 minutes. But while we're live, that is. I don't want to dwell too much on Wolves, because I think the real question tonight is going to be what United bring to the table. And right now, oh God, I don't have a clue. I'm going to be honest. First off, I'm going to put up the expected lineup from all the so-called experts. Some are saying that Mount could start. Manager said he wouldn't make it. So in my eyes, he's not going to be there. But we'll talk through the expected lineup to start with. Straight away, we've got, obviously, we'll get rid of Lamens, because we all know he's starting in goal. We have no one else. Any other goalkeeper at Man United is done, because this guy is just so calm at the back. So this is what everyone is expecting to be United's, starting with a back four, same back four as the last game. Let's be honest, for the first half, we couldn't fault it. So as I'm doing this now, I'm just getting the team news. Let me just have a look. Sure, yeah, as expected, So pretty much, I think I can scrap this off and go to the formation I think we're playing. Talk about doing it on the fly, guys, but thanks to the early message I just got, we can get rid of that. And I will bring up something a bit different to what I think is going to happen tonight. So tonight, I think you might just see something that is like this. So that's what I was expecting. I was expecting... Ooh, okay. That's not what I was expecting. Right. It is what it is then, guys. As I have just done over on TikTok and my live, it looks like we're going to be playing 4-4-2. And I don't think I have him in a lineup. So we will bring it up while I'm talking to you guys now. So Xerxes is starting with Xesco. A lot of people wasn't expecting this. There was lots of talk for United to go with Shea Lacey. There was talks for us to go. Let's get this up on screen. I literally will do it live with you guys on screen. Right, share the screen. Here we go. So Mount is out. And our man Xerxes is in. And it looks, on paper, we will play something like this. So I don't know what everyone's thinking, but let me just say this. Let's get this up on the screen. This is worrying for me. Now, obviously, doing this on the fly is very different. There we go. Right. Let's share with you all what I have got. And you can all let me know what you think. This is the team news as it just came through. No, I don't want that. I know you can see it like that, guys, but that's not how I want to show it to you. There you go. So, Manchester United team news, hot off the press, is (4-4-2). I see it more as a 4-4-1-1-1. If I was the manager, Xerxes is coming nowhere near my goal. I want him as high up the pitch and away from the game as possible because he drops deep. You know, we all know he wants to drop in and get the ball. But what we're thinking, it could be a 4-3-3. It could, you know, Cunha could invert inwards. Dorgu could be playing left, someone out on the right. I'm at a loss. I can't see in it 3-5-2. Surely he's not going to do that. Although we would expect to have a lot of the ball tonight against Wolves. You know, they have only been losing by the odd one goal. So, yeah, this is a weird one. This is a really weird one for me. Martinez, heaven, absolute rock solid against Newcastle. To be fair, the entire back four was until the manager decided to bring on a load of 12-year-olds. And what some people said was suicide, but for me, he was just protecting us from getting any more injuries. You know, this back line is pretty much as solid. Dalot is a right back at the end of the day that can go forward, but giving him too much information as a wing back, he just doesn't get back and do the defending part. This is a player I'm not entirely sure about, Mr. Cunha, whether he will play off the left. I think he's more than capable. But I did notice Ugarte kept pushing out to the left against Newcastle and Mount coming in. So maybe it's something he's got in his locker that the manager knows about. Could it be a 4-1-3-2 potentially by dropping Ugarte and Casemiro in? And, just have Casemiro sit, Ugarte coming in the middle, Cunha, Dorgu inverted. I don't think we get the best out of Dorgu that way. So, literally, all I keep seeing is everyone talking conundrum. Who came in? We know it's Xerxes, so we're going to have to move on from that. And we need to create. Now, we've got some height in that box. If we got those two up front, I think, 164, 165, I might be a half inch out. But let's get the ball in. Dorgu putting crosses in from the right. Cunha will probably take them on, drill the ball hard and low from the left. Casemiro will whip a ball in from midfield. You've got Shaw to get the ball in. Dalot to get the long balls in from the throws, and he can whip in some crosses. So we've got plenty of chances. What I do like about this formation and why I think we would go for it, it gives us a left footer and a right footer on both sides. So you literally don't know what kind of ball is going to come in. Is it inverted, swinging in towards the keeper? Like I said, he can't really catch that well. He parries everything and punches. Or is it coming away from the goalkeeper? And if he decides to come to no man's land, he quite rightly will leave us with an open net. So that is as simple as it gets, I think, tonight. Let's look back to the game that we played. Sorry, something's just gone in my eye. We played them, 4 weeks ago? I think it was 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's all become a blur because of Christmas. And it was a different team. We had Bruno, we had Mbermo, Ahmad, and we pinned them back with pace. And I'm not saying we haven't got the pace, but Cunha came back into the team, if you remember. He'd just been out injured. I don't believe we had Sesko. So Cunha was... he's only really just getting back up to that ball-carrying Cunha we bought from Wolves. So for him, it's a massive game, and I'm a little bit worried that Cunha might... How should I put it? He might try and do too much. I think it's the best way to put it. Have a point to prove that he has moved on to a bigger, better club. Okay, Wolves are bottom of the league. And to be honest, we didn't expect them to be great this season. Obviously, getting rid of Cunha, some other players who haven't been as great in the previous seasons have fallen off even more. But at the end of the day, they're still only on 2 points. They had 2 points when we played them last time. They're still on 2 points now. They're shaky at the back. But the last couple of games, they've lost by, they lost to Arsenal with an own goal, 2-1. I think we're the last team to put more than 2 goals past them. We're certainly scored the most goals past them in the last 4 or 5 games. So it's a hard judge. Let me get rid of this team. We don't really need that up there now. I feel that if Xerxes is going on loan to, if I remember correctly, it's Roma that have put in the bid. I don't know if the paperwork's done. Rumour is it is. If that's all true, then maybe we need to have a Xerxes turn up and says, "Hey, this is what you're buying. This is what coming on loan to you. Let me show you. Get on the ball, link up, little 1-2s. I don't want to see all the flicks and tricks. I just want to see simple passing. Get the ball out wide and get into the box and finish." What's he got this year? Has he got 1 goal? I believe he's got 1 goal. And that's not good enough. And certainly not good enough if you're going on loan to play up top. So he's going to feel he's got something to prove. Sesko, I really like how he's come back from his injury. I really like how he's running in behind now. He is spinning and getting in. He's not spinning, playing the pass, and sort of drifting into the box. He's helping stretch those centre-backs back. Cunha's now running in behind. And I just feel like it gives our midfield a little bit more control, because I don't want my 10s only 5 yards away from my midfielders. I want them 10, 15 yards away, pulling that back line backwards. Hey, I've run offside. Yeah, you can't leave me because I'm gonna come back round and the next player's gonna make a run through and we'll pick him out. You know, those rotations in football are deadly, and we seriously need it. So, yeah, tonight, it's a massive game. You know, if the results go our way, and they really could, I was listening to TalkSport, and they're talking about Chelsea potentially dropping points, and we win, we could. I'm just having a look at the table. I believe we could be fourth, depending how the game's finished tonight. What we do, we could be fourth. We could be finishing our 2025 in fourth place. Evening, Nathan. Thank you. What have we got here? Sesko stop-start nature is typical United signing, but his hold-up is brilliant. And if only scored 5 goals and everybody around him doubles figures, then I'll be happy. And that's it. So I have been against Sesko coming in because I saw him as a left-sided 10, and I didn't think we were buying a striker. I saw him as a perfect player for Arsenal, you know, and I said before even the season started, Gyökeres is the best suited for us. Sesko's best suited for Arsenal, and we've basically gone and signed the player for, we're signing because you've signed our player, we'll take yours. So they couldn't get both. But yeah, he does link up the play. But in the last 2 games, after he come back from that, he's turning and he's sprinting towards their goal. And just that little run off the back of the centre-back, he doesn't even need to get the ball. But it just helps make the pitch a lot bigger. And it makes the defender think, shit, if they play it over the top, I've got to drop. And if he doesn't drop next time, we play him in, which is like the goal Cunha got the other day, where Sesko, they tried to play it. He took the ball off of Bruno, I think it was, and then plays it across. And Cunha gets the tap in. Because that's the kind... He just looked faster. He looked fitter. He didn't have a pre-season. But he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. We definitely still need to sign that out-and-out goal scorer. People still keep coming back at me about me saying about Rasmus. But even that kid's 6 goals in 12 games in the league. And he went 8 games without scoring. So work that one out. So yeah, tonight... It's all going to be on Sesko's shoulders because I don't expect a lot from Xerxes. I expect him to protect himself, and that kind of self-preservation. You know, I can't pick up a knock because if I pick up a knock, my loan move might fall through, and then I'm still stuck here for the rest of the season, and I don't get to play. It worries me. I'm not going to lie, it does worry me. And I probably would have liked to seen a sort of rejig where maybe Dorgu plays the left winger today and maybe Mantaru come on the right wing just because he's bigger and stronger than Shea Lacey, and we put Cunha up front and played 4-4-2 still with Cunha and Sesko up front. But, you know, both of those players will take the ball, both will link up and carry the ball in behind. But the manager's made his picks. He's taken Xerxes. And what I will say, and you can clip me up, and I'm calling it now, that maybe if Xerxes doesn't do as he's told and looks too lethargic, he is pulled off the pitch before half-time and we don't see him in a United shirt again. And I've got this kind of gut feeling that might be the performance he puts in, which, let's be honest, as fans, we can't have that. But if the manager was to do that, that sends a real message out, like to the rest of the team. So, and talking of this team, there was the last match we played, 5 different formations, it felt like at times. Now, the manager spoke afterwards about how he hasn't been able to change because of the media. He hasn't been able to change because the players will think he's not in charge, other people will call in the shots. And I totally get that as a footballer and as a coach. It's a nightmare, and you're always going to have that at Man United. But maybe I'm going to be a bit of a bullish person here and be a bit cynical, because Gary Neville sort of inspired me with his cynical one about Ramsdale going down, and then all of a sudden Newcastle marking man for man, and I totally agreed with him. I said it had been done. What about the only reason the manager could play 4-4-2 or play this formation is because the indiscipline of Bruno Fernandes meant that there was a structure to the team. Ugarte, Bruno, they literally played level with each other all times. No one went out of place. You know, Dorgu done his job and was back in the wing. Dalot didn't. He overlapped once or twice, but mainly played as the right back. So it felt like we had more of a solid structure. And as much as we all love Bruno for his world-class ability, his ability to get goals, we all know he's the most ill-disciplined player. And that's not meant in a mean way. That's not meant in a I don't like Bruno way. He's world-class, and he feels like if we're struggling, he has to be the one to go and do it. And I almost feel like if we play the same sort of formation again without Bruno Fernandes, is it because of him? Because Bruno has been told to get forward from the 8 and get forward as a third 10. Well, we're currently now not playing 10s. So he would just be the box-to-box 8. He would be our Paul Scholes. If we're talking 4-4-2, we've got a Roy Keane in Casemiro, and we've got a Ugarte going to be our Paul Scholes. And I can't believe I just put those two names in the same breath, which is not good. But just hear me out. So if we take Ugarte out and replace him for, say, a Bruno. Evening, Jarvis. Evening. Big up to you. If you now with the team news out, knowing that Xerxes is going to be up in the team, I don't see him playing as a 10. I see him playing as either a makeshift second striker. If we were to sign another striker and this was a formation we could stick with over time, maybe Bruno comes in as that box-to-box Paul Scholes kind of player with the passing, but he's going to have to be so much more disciplined. He's going to have to hold that ball and just keep it ticking, because we've got youngsters in the Fletchers who, the one thing I know from watching the youth team a lot is that's what they do. They just receive the ball, pass it square, switch a play and keep things going. And that's what we sort of need from Bruno, more than the Hollywood balls, because we can move slowly up the pitch. Jarvis just tuned in. The team news is Sesko is starting in place of Mount. Otherwise, it is exactly the same starting 11. So I think 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 is the option that he's going with. As we spoke about last night on the show, have I still got the... I haven't got it open anymore. Let me just get it up. I'll just bring this up for Jarvis on the how I feel we might approach the game. Where are you? There. Just doing this on the fly now, Jarvis, just for you as you're in the chat. Bring that back up. So I feel that's what we're gonna play. And as long as we said, or as I said, as long as Xerxes plays as the highest player and we let Sesko be the runner, and he interchanges with maybe Cunha when he picks up the ball because of that discipline from being a left-sided 10. This is the important thing for me in this formation tonight. Back four, I'm absolutely thrilled with. It's probably our most solid back four that we can put out. Ugarte, Casemiro did no wrong. Dorgu, we can only dream that he has another performance in the right wing, where we actually signed him from Lecce in that right-sided position where he inverts. It might just be Cunha that he's playing out of position, shall we say. But last time we saw that Cunha was sort of, well, Mason Mount, sorry, he wasn't playing the left wing, and we said it was heavily one-sided, and we played everything down the right. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll leave that up there, Jarvis, because that's how I'm seeing us lining up. So yeah, going back to what I was just saying, that if Bruno comes back in for Ugarte in this kind of lineup, again, he's not going to be able to step out because we don't have that fitness in the Casemiro to allow him to do it. And I feel like we're only playing 4-4-1, 4-3-3, whatever formation he's tweaking it to be, because there was no Bruno. And it's Bruno's lack of discipline for, he would come. Okay, I can't move these around for now, but say Ugarte's here. Bruno would, if he was Ugarte, would drop all the way in here and try and take the ball off of between Martinez and Heaven and try and take the ball off of them. Whereas that's sort of your holding midfielder's spot. So now he's stepping on Casemiro's toes, and it just makes us very V-shaped. And if you're going to be condensed and spread when you go on the attack, it's your defence that needs to be condensed. And I need a wide midfield with just one person picking the ball up, and who's someone who's done it all their life in Casemiro, and he just finds the next player. So I think this tweak is because Bruno is not in the team. And maybe that's just on me. So it'll be very interesting tonight. But let's take that away now. Let's see what else happens. After the show, I will be live here on the Tactical Devils with Jarvis doing a breakdown, if he's still going to have me for whatever reason. And we will obviously run through this starting 11. We will know pretty much within the first 2 or 3 minutes what kind of formation we're playing. But I do expect us to be a different formation in their half to what we are in our own. So I'm expecting you, Luke Shaw, your Dallo to push forward and leave only 3 at the back if we're on the halfway line and in their half. But, it could even be a five-man defence and condense back into a 5-4-1 as our defensive formation from this 4-4-2. So that's it from me, really, guys, for this preview. Hit the like, hit the follow, subscribe. It all helps me out. Pop over to my TikTok and follow me on there for daily content. And I will see you on the next show. Take care, guys.